Okay, we've set the table a lot with everything we know is coming. Let's talk about what we don't know is coming, but we think will happen in 2026. We each have a few. I don't know if we have a set number of rounds. We'll just go until we're out of predictions for 2026.
Okay.
And Seth, I'll kick it to you first.
All right. I don't know which one I should go first with. I think we're going to see something from Splatoon that's not a Splatoon game, if that makes sense. I think they're going to use the Splatoon world in some other direction, whatever that is. A Splatoon RPG, a Splatoon farm simulator. I don't know, but I feel like Splatoon is such a popular franchise in Japan, and it does well enough in the United States that they would spin it out into something that isn't a mainline Splatoon game. So I don't know if we'll get it this year, if that'll be their big fall game, but I feel like we'll hear about something new in the Splatoon universe that's not it's not a first, what would you call it? It's not a first person shooter, but it's a competitive
third person shooter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. What, like a movie, like a theme park? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I just feel like they're sitting on like such a cool like Splatoon is just the coolest Nintendo franchise. Everything about it is so cool and charming and effortlessly so that it just maybe their animation studio puts out a new cartoon based on it or a anime based on it. I mean, there is a manga out there which I have read because I'm a real fan, but I don't know. I just feel like something Splatoon that's not a mainline Splatoon game is coming.
I dig that. I like that. I mean, we are getting a single player Splatoon game, but selfishly, like a Splatoon RPG sounds awesome. Like whatever you're throwing out there, or even some sort of animated short, maybe like the just they can torment that mother and baby again from the Pikmin one.
Invisible Inklings. Yeah.
Bathe them in ink. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cool. Well, new Splatoon is always good by me. Reb, what's your first prediction?
I think we are going to get a 3D Zelda. Big asterisk on this.
Whoa!
Okay? Hope so.
I think we're going to, but I don't think it's going to be like Tears of the Kingdom level Breath of the Wild 3. I don't think that's what's going to happen. So normally Nintendo's cadence with Zelda games is 2D Zelda, 3D Zelda, 2D Zelda, 3D Zelda. They tend to go back and forth. Sometimes they deviate, but that tends to be what it is. The most recent Zelda release was Echoes of Wisdom, right?
Like, yeah, I mean, Hyrule Warriors, the Switch 2 editions, but yeah, like this mainline new Zelda.
That's a spin-off series, doesn't count.
Yeah.
But Echoes of Wisdom was the most recent one. That was the top-down 2D, I guess, isometric Zelda, whatever. So next, logically, it would be 3D. But we know that stuff like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom takes so long to develop. They would have, if that was ready to come out this year, we would have heard about it last year. Like, if they do something like that, they will announce it a little more in advance. I think we're going to get one of two things. We're either going to get, basically, like as Majora's Mask was to Ocarina of Time, we will either get that to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like the sort of more condensed, like sort of smaller scale story that uses a lot of the same assets but does something wacky with them, like that version of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, or we'll get an Ocarina remake.
Ooh.
One of the two.
I like that one.
I don't know which one,
I like it too.
but I want to believe.
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense. It's the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda this year.
They gotta do something, right? I mean, we say that every time they have an anniversary. Yeah. We say they gotta do something, and then they don't. Remember the Mario anniversary?
They typically do something for Mario and Zelda, but nobody else. They don't do anything else for it, really. It's Metroid's 40th, but I don't really think we'll ever hear anything about it. But yeah, I think Ocarina Remake makes just a ton of sense, and I also think that's going to happen this year.
Yay.
Brian, that was one of yours too, wasn't it?
Sorry, Brian.
No. I will happily will an Ocarina of Time remake into the world. I'm replaying that game now, and it's magical. The 3DS version is so
Everyone's
great.
playing that game right now. Everybody's playing Ocarina of Time.
I have a tendency to start New Year's with like some comfort food gaming, and I don't know if it's something I consciously do, but instead of being like I'm gonna tear into some brand new game I've never played before, I was like, let's start with something that you're great at, that brings you immense joy and is infinitely replayable. So yeah, Ocarina of Time's up there for me. But no, I've been really into my 3DS, DS games recently, and I've been thinking a lot about how much I love that era and how it hasn't necessarily made it to modern Nintendo systems. Like they ported some games to the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console, but it was kind of awkward and clunky playing like dual screen games on like what were mostly single screen systems. You know, the Wii U had some ways around it, but seeing the Virtual Console peripheral for Nintendo Switch 2 made me think that all bets are off, right? And so people have been like mocking these things up and they've been talking about this, but there are some theories going around that Nintendo will, and I believe there was even a patent at some point, that Nintendo will release a basically like second screen peripheral that you can plug into the USB port on the top of your Switch 2 that will clamp on, that will allow you to play Nintendo DS Virtual Console games.
Please.
Damn it, that was my prediction.
Yes.
Bring back
I think
Nintendogs! Get us the original version of The World Ends With You! Art Academy back! Let's go! I had not heard about this. Oh my god.
So I think that the Nintendo DS is a sort of like crystallization of some of the best. It's one of the best eras of Nintendo ever, right? Because I think it encapsulates everything that they're great at. They took so many big swings with their first party stuff at the same time. It was such a monumental success of a system that they just kept throwing everything at it, right? They just kept making new games in pretty much every one of their franchises. And they took some weird experimental ideas and turned them into masterpieces. And there's some things that don't necessarily work super well, like the touchscreen Zelda, like obviously not everyone's favorites, but there's some really charming, really great stuff going on in those games. And they're really difficult libraries to revisit legally through Nintendo's consoles. And so if Nintendo found a way, like they did with the Virtual Boy, which makes, that's such a small library of games, it's a small group of people that are really excited about that. 3 of them are here.
3 of the 8 are here.
3 of the 8 people are here. I feel like there's an opportunity for Nintendo to strike gold with Nintendo DS games, with a peripheral that will, allow us, and people will be disappointed by it because it will only be used for, it's not like you'll be able to watch YouTube up there. You can't even do that on the single screen that the Switch 2 has. So I'm hoping that they release this year a like $99 peripheral for Nintendo Switch 2 that allows you to play Nintendo DS Virtual Console games on a second screen that will also let it close like a clamshell. Just because I missed that clamshell.
That little click.
So, yeah, we'll see. I don't think it will happen, but I would love if it did, and I'm just trying to put that into the world.
I love that so much. Thank you for telling me about that. That brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah, there's some really crude Photoshops out there, if you can imagine. Just a wonky second screen just haphazardly slapped to the top of your Switch.
It would be so heavy. It would weigh so much to hold that just amalgamation. It would be great, though. Yeah. You've got mouse controls, too, for some of the stuff, if you want, for bottom screen. That. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it could really work. Seth, that was one of yours too, wasn't it?
That was one of mine, yeah.
Anything to add on what Brian said?
I mean, Brian pretty much said everything that I was going to say. I will add that we do have DS games on Switch. We have the Castlevania collection are DS games. The Mega Man Zero collection has like DS games on it, or a DS game on it. But yeah, like we have these games. The Switch can handle a DS emulator just fine, and they found some pretty clever ways to work in the second screen. Not so great in like Castlevania, where you had to originally draw like the runes with your stylus. It doesn't work so great, but if they do have the second screen, like let's go all day. Or hey, how about this? Use the Nintendo app and sell a little thing that you can stick your phone right next to your controller or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to see that. Do you either of you think that would come with a NSO price increase? Like it has been a very long time without one.
It's going to be NSO plus expansion pass extra plus. That's
a Nintendo name.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this could be the year also that goes up in price for the first time since they added the expansion pack. It feels like it's been too long. without a price increase on that. My first prediction is Luigi's Mansion 4. I feel really good about this being the year that we get the next Luigi's Mansion. Next Level Games has made one game every 3 years since they've been solely a Nintendo studio. That dates back to 2013 with Dark and Moon on 3DS. Every 3 years they've hit a game. They didn't have one last year. They're credited on Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, but before you comment, that doesn't count. Like 6 people from Next Level assisted on Metroid Prime 4. They did not meaningfully work on that game for very long. So they're working on something, and I think it has to be Luigi's Mansion 4. Luigi's Mansion 3 is a juggernaut. It sold like 15 million copies on Switch 1. Just a huge surprise for that franchise. And it just feels like the year. So I think that's going to come on October 29th, 2026.
Wow,
I'll date it. It's the Thursday before Halloween, and I think it's going to be on a haunted cruise ship as the setting. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh, I thought you meant the release. Okay.
I think you're probably
the
right.
release will be on a cruise ship. Yeah, I'll be on the
Haunted
cruise.
cruise
We'll have a live NVC from the cruise.
I think you're probably right, but it's funny how against my instinct that goes, because when you said that, I immediately want to say, but when they just released Luigi's Mansion 3 like yesterday, no, that was several years ago.
7 years ago. Yeah.
7?
What?
It's been a while. Yeah, 2019.
7?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Which also, like,
Oh.
it came out like 3 months after Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now we're getting that sequel this year. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it feels like they're kind of repeating that cycle. Mario Tennis was
gosh.
in a similar window. So yeah, and October 29th, and Luigi will get stuck in a water slide at some point.
Let's
And-
do it!
Mario.
my final touch on that prediction. But yeah, I think so. I love Next Level Games, and their last game was Mario Strikers, which was not very well liked, and they've got to have some big Luigi's Mansion sequel cooking. Seth, do you have any more, or did you
I
use
do.
up all yours?
This one,
Okay.
my most controversial take. You mentioned that NSO's got to go up in price. Well, everything's going up in price, which is why I think they are pushing behind the scenes to get a cheaper handheld-only hardware revision out there this year, because the price of everything is about to go up, and if they don't, I mean, it's kind of a given that they're going to do some sort of hardware revision to the Nintendo Switch 2 at some point. And I think they're going to follow the Switch Lite model. I think it's going to be, maybe even like a 1080 or like a weird, like the Steam Deck, which is like 1200 by 800 resolution, handheld only. But I think they're going to push, fast track, that's the word I was looking for, fast track that through to try to get out in front of the fact that every GD thing is about to cost like way more. RAM right now costs, I have 4 sticks of 8 gigabytes DDR4 RAM. That's for my children to live in a tropical wonderland when I'm gone. That is my investment. That is my retirement fund, because it's absurd. And like GPU prices are about to go absolutely crazy through the roof. Everything's going crazy, and I think that they're like, Nintendo knows what they're doing. They're looking at that, and they're going to try to get out in front of it. And I think they're going to have, for the holiday season, a smaller, cheaper, kid-friendly, more ruggedized version of the Switch 2 that doesn't work on the TV. They're going to call it the Switch 2 Lite.
Okay.
Couldn't decide if
dig
it was
that.
Light 2 or 2 Light, because I could see it going either way. But yeah.
If it's Switch 2 Lite, it'll just float away.
Yeah.
I feel like the Switch Lite was moderately successful, but I feel like they've kind of quietly pushed it off. You don't really, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's not really wasn't front and center in their advertising towards like the end tail of the Switch.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got
I got one.
The occasional special edition, like the Zelda one near the end.
right.
But no,
Oh,
the
yeah,
OLED
that's
was
right.
by far the best-selling one in the last few years.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd be down for that. And I see a lot of people ask for that. Weirdly, I see a lot more people asking for a Switch 2 that doesn't have a screen. Because there are a lot of people who are like, I just bought it to play on my TV. I never go anywhere. I'll never travel. I literally just want to play it on my TV. So give me a cheaper version, or the more powerful version
That's
doesn't
fair,
have a screen
actually.
at all.
I could, yeah. And then if they do have the Switch 2 Lite, then you can have it, your cake and eat it too. I know a lot of people who aren't
All right.
gamers who played. I do know a lot of people, and not to brag or anything.
No, it was all right to the thing you said before that. Why would you buy a Switch that only hooks up to the console and is not portable, and then also buy the portable Switch. You could just buy a Switch. A regular Switch
We're going
does
back
that.
to 2 pillars. We're back. Yeah, and they're gonna have different game libraries,
Just get
and one's gonna have 2 screens. It's gonna be great.
I don't know. Whatever. That was just something that came. I was just gonna say that I know many people who did not play video games who bought a Switch Lite, and that's their Animal Crossing machine. Like people who just aren't into the video game space, they don't care that it's not on the TV, and there's a huge market for that of people who are just maybe gonna get back into Animal Crossing, or maybe a more casual audience.
I have a lot of
my
friends.
plan is.
Now you're bragging. A lot of friends.
I have a lot of friends who are parents who did not want to buy a whole second Switch for their kids, but didn't want to keep handing it over to them, so they got them Switch Lites. Easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Done.
No, I'm gonna get the Switch 2 Pro no screen version.
That doesn't
That
switch.
that doesn't switch, that you can only hook up to your TV, and then I'm gonna buy 2 of the Nintendo DS screens so I can play DS games. Because I'm stupid.
You'll just have 2 top screens. It won't work. It won't work for you.
They just release a bunch of different parts, and you just interlock them like Legos to make the console you want.
Cool.
That's PC. You're describing PC
No!
gaming.
Yeah.
It's literally just.
No, Seth, I like it. I like the call. I think that the Switch 2 is very expensive, like Reb just said, to buy and hand to your kid. And I think that the faster they get a light out, the better. And if there's maybe a new Pokemon gen around the corner, then that is a perfect time to release a handheld console, which brings us to Reb's next prediction.
Yeah, I think they're going to announce a new Pokemon gen this year. I feel like that's an easy prediction that they're going to announce one this year. I think we're on Gen 10 or something like that. I stopped keeping track of the numbers, whatever. I've been going back and forth on this, because in our planning meeting, I said initially that I did not think they were going to release it this year. And I've been trying to figure out, okay, but they need some sort of big Pokemon thing in the fall. They always have one. And then I remembered Pokopia exists, which is not in the fall, but which will be big and Pokemon related. So I think I'm very much on the fence. I could see it going both ways. I could see them not having a giant mainline Pokemon release this year and just filling the space with like Pokopia and I don't know, like DLC for Pokopia in the fall if they want to do that. I have no idea. But I also could see them just pushing it out the door. The Pokemon franchise continues to be in the weirdest dang spot in the entire world. The transition out of dedicated handhelds has been a mess for them. I think even with how much I liked Legend ZA better than the last couple of games, I still think they're struggling with some stuff. So I'm curious as to what this is going to be. I just hope that they take the amount of time they need with it. But I do think we'll be getting an announcement this year, probably on Pokemon Day, which is next month.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be a big Pokemon year.
Yeah.
I'm completely with you, Reb. I did our Nintendo 2026 preview article, which you can check out on IGN and YouTube. And in there, I think this is the November game. I think Gen 10 makes it out this year. I think like hell or high water, Pokemon doesn't miss their 30th, even if it's not ready. And I think it comes out this November.
You're probably right. I think I want them to just like take the time, but
I do too.
Right.
Yeah.
The marketing machine must spin on.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since a new gen. What, Scarlet Violet was 2022?
Do not speak of those games to me.
Yeah. Okay, well, the one before that was 2019. Same year as Luigi's Mansion 3. See, it's all lining up. Fire Emblem, new Pokemon gen, Luigi's Mansion. It's 2019 again. Yeah. Brian, do you have any more predictions?
Yeah, last one from me. You mentioned, what was it, the Luigi's Mansion studio putting out something new every 2 years, right?
Every 3, yeah.
3. So Grezzo is, I believe, they're on a 2-year cycle, right?
Yeah.
That we've gotten something from them every 2 or so years for a long time. And in this year, 2026, it'll be 2 years since Echoes of Wisdom, which was 2 years after Link's Awakening remake. And I feel like we're due. And we've been talking about that,
Sorry, not to time warp you, but Link's Awakening was 7 years ago. That was ways back. That was a long time
There's
ago.
no way that's true.
It was. We keep bringing. It was 2019. It was the September game of that year.
Okay,
well.
So wait, did Grezzo work on? Was it Miitopia?
They made Miitopia in the meantime,
Okay, cool,
and I think
cool.
Dragalia lost, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Got
the
it.
mobile game.
Oh my God, 2019, Link's Awakening.
Yeah, it's been a while. I know.
Absolutely
happened.
not.
Yeah, the pandemic warped time. It absolutely
does not
did.
make any sense.
It really did. Either way, I think we're due for either a new game or the reveal of a new game from Grezzo. And selfishly, I want it to be a Zelda thing. And more selfishly, I want it to be a remake of one or both of the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons games.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
They're so great. If not, like, take another, Minish Cap. Like, there are 2D Zelda games that I would love to see on Switch 2 with a fresh coat of paint and some new bells and whistles. They did such a great job with Link's Awakening. I just replayed that recently, and it's just it is so hard to take a game that I love so much and remake it perfectly, that add a bunch of stuff and make me look at both of the original and the remake as things I respect equally. Resident Evil 4 did it. Link's Awakening did it, and so I trust Grezzo in whatever they do next. Obviously Echoes of Wisdom, a little rough around the edges in terms of UI, but there was so much charm there, and there was so much cool stuff going on in that game. And so whether it be a sequel to that game and they just kind of keep pulling on that and build on a great foundation, or they give us a remake of a classic Zelda game or something new entirely, I want to see what they're working on, because they're like one of my favorite Nintendo studios, and they're up.
Yeah.
Phantom Hourglass with the DS peripheral. Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
There we go.
No, I would love Oracles in that Link's Awakening art style. Now that runs well on Switch 2, that'd be the perfect announcement.
Yeah,
Ryan, I think
that's
one
the
of
big
us.
thing.
I think one of us is gonna get what we want out of Zelda. I don't know which one of us is gonna be, but I think one of us is gonna be right, and I'm stoked about that either way.
I mean, spoilers, if either of us are right, both of us will be happy.
That's
Or
true.
All of us will be happy.
Yeah.
If we get
there's
any new Zelda will always make me happy. Unless it's like Zelda basketball, and even then it'll be so ridiculous that I'll be like, sure, why not?
Zelda Federation Force. Although we could be due for another
Link
multiplayer
Tennis.
Zelda. It's
Don't
been
do
a
it.
while.
Don't say it. No.
It's been a while since Triforce Heroes.
When was the last time you played that game?
2 years ago.
Okay. Did you play it with 3 people?
With friends, really
Okay.
fun. Still
it
really
was
fun with friends. Terrible alone. Yeah.
Because I think I played it mostly alone, and I played a bunch with Jose Otero.
Oh, wow.
Former IGNer. And I think we only played it. We played it 2-player, and then the third player is just this like idiot that you have to bring everywhere. I kind of like that.
Pair.
Pair. Yeah. You said it. He's your boss.
Yeah.
He's the guy who listens to every IGN podcast as well.
He does. Hi,
Pair.
Pair. Logan said that, not me. If you're in your car and you're driving
He
really
loves it.
fast and you couldn't tell whose voice that wasn't me. I would call you an idiot to your face. No, I miss that era of multiplayer Zelda games, which is odd, right? Because like we didn't get a ton of them, but they did some cool stuff here and there. There was a while where they put it like on everything they put out on GBA. They're like, oh, you also get 4 swords at
Oh, yeah.
It was like when every Mario game on DS, they're like, hey, remember those mini games from Mario 64 DS? They're back.
And worse than ever. Those were not.
Play Luigi
great.
poker.
That is the one that comes to mind. Or Yoshi plucking the "He loves me not" petals on the flower.
Or the
I remember
one, that
was
psychotic one where it's like there were like 100 faces.
Yes, yeah.
And you had to find like Wario in all the Mario faces.
Yeah.
Or like find the one Waluigi that doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah, those were
It's
baby
great.
Waluigi.